Fakir Mohan University, and he was a Odisha topper in 2015 for National Graduate Physics Examination. He did his MSc from Cuttack in 2017. He has cracked many entrance exams, competitive exams like GATE 2018, JEST 2018. He then joined MPhil uh, in IOP, and he's right now doing PhD from the Institute of Physics, Bhubaneswar. He has already published a number of papers in the reputed peer-reviewed journals, and today he is going to talk about the surface curvature and its correlation with some properties of neutron stars. So without wasting much time, let us welcome Harish to present his results and give his talk. Welcome, Harish. Please take over.
Thanks, Dr. Bhumika Masturi. So, and also very happy New Year to all. So today topic is based on this curvature and its correlation with some properties of the neutron star. So first I will introduce how the special theory of relativity and general theory of relativity are interlinked, and what types of curvature and its significance. Then I will talk about their magnitude. Then what type of curvatures we have to measure the space-time curvature. So another is properties of different curvature, and some facts about the neutron star. Then I will talk about this our motivation, result discussion, and conclusion. So as we know that Einstein's theory of general relativity, messy objects wrap the space-time around them, and what effect on this object is called a gravity. So this amount of wrap is measured as the strength of gravity, and this amount of wrapping it depends on this directly depends on the mass of the object. So this is an image of this in our Earth, which the space-time is curved a little more. So then this curvature mainly depends on the matrix, which defines the geometry of the manifold. So the measurement of the curvature is the connection between the vectors in the tangent space, and which is also called as affine connection, and it helps. It also has some direct connection with metric elements. So there is a unique connection found between this metric element and this which is known as this Christopher symbol. So this gamma lambda mu is known as Christopher symbol, where the G lambda sigma is known as metric element, and their derivatives are interlinked to each other. So all the information about the curvature of the space-time are contained in this Riemann tensor, and it is defined as this R rho sigma mu equal to this formula. So this Riemann tensor is interlinked with this Christopher symbol, gamma lambda mu. Then I will talk about the different tensor we have. So in basic general theory of relativity, we study this Ricci tensor, Ricci scalar, and this Weyl tensor, which measures the space-time curvature. So what this Ricci scalar and Ricci tensor means, the Ricci scalar and Ricci tensor contain all the information about the Riemann tensor, leaving only the traceless part. But the Weyl tensor can be formed by removing all the contraction terms of the Riemann tensor. So what physics we find from this Ricci scalar and Ricci tensor? So physically the Ricci scalar and Ricci tensor measure the volumetric change of the body in presence of the tidal effect. Then the Weyl tensor also gives the information about the distortion of the body, but all the information from the Ricci scalar and Ricci tensor and the Weyl tensor are contained in the Riemann tensor, which measures both the distortion of shape and the volumetric change of the body in the presence of tidal force. Then I will talk about this Einstein tensor. So this is the famous Einstein equation. This G mu is also known as the Einstein tensor, and this T mu is stress energy tensor. So what Einstein did? So Einstein made a relation between this curvature and this stress energy tensor. So that means our gravity is nothing but it's a manifestation of the space-time curvature. So there is an unique relation between this G mu and T mu. So then I will talk about this magnitude of curvature. So a quantity defined as m by r, which is also known as compactness. So the compactness is a quantity which measures the space-time curvature. That means magnetically we can measure this space-time curvature. So if this quantity, this ratio is large, then this larger the gravity and curvature. So for example, in our Earth system, so if we calculate this compactness, this me by re, this me equal to 597 × 10^24 kg mass of the Earth by this radius around 6372 kilometers. So we found that this number is very small, 10⁻⁹ order. So if we compare to our Sun, then we found that this number is 2 into 10⁻⁶. That means our Sun has larger curvature, which is 10⁻³ times than our Earth. So if we go into deeper, more massive, that means for a white dwarf star, this order is 10⁻⁴, and for neutron star, this is very large, 0.2, and for a black hole, this order 0.5. So one can see that. So this for neutron star and black hole, the numbers are, the orders are same. But if we compare to the neutron star with our Earth system, this order is almost 10⁷ times more than our Earth. That means neutron star makes more curvature in the space-time than our Earth and also Sun. So then I will talk about these types of curvature. Among this tensor, this Ricci scalar Ricci tensor, people are also finding many tensors to measure this space-time curvature. One is this Ricci scalar, this capital R, which is defined as this kappa is a constant, which is equal to 8 pi, and this epsilon is energy density and P is pressure. So if anyone is interested in this calculation, one can find from this paper very exclusively. Okay. Then I will talk about this Ricci tensor, which full contraction of Ricci tensor. So this is entitled as J. So this J is also depends on this kappa, epsilon, and P square. Then the Sketchman scalar, which is full contraction of the Riemann tensor. So this kappa is also constant, and also this is also depends on epsilon, P, and mass and radius of a star. And this full contraction of also Weyl tensor, which is also square root of this full contraction of Weyl tensor. This also depends on the mass, radius, and epsilon. So if we see this equation number 1, 2, 3, and 4, you can see that all these quantities are depends on the energy density, pressure, mass, and radius. So if we calculate the equation of state, that means energy density, pressure of a star, and mass and radius of a star, one can calculate all these tensors R, J, K, and W. Okay. So
Harish?
Yes.
Harish, can you go to figure 1?
Yes.
Where you have shown the earth and there is one seat.
This.
Yes, this one.
This was right?
Yes.
Yes.
So here seat is curved. Okay.
Yes.
Which means space-time curve. But
yes.
So how do we connect this space-time curvature with what you said, this Ricci scalar and Weyl tensor, all these things? Are there any connections?
Yes. This curvature depends on this metric element. Okay. So if you found this metric element, then we can find this metric ds square and ds square. So from that you can calculate the Riemann tensor and Ricci scalar, all these things from this metric tensor.
No,
so
but you are talking about the internal part of the body, and this curvature is the external curvature.
Yes. If you go to this internal, then you have to assume a small star of radius of mainly small region, in the small region. So it also makes a curvature inside this star also.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, so we have plotted this four equations R, J, and K and W in equation figure 2. So in this figure, you can see that all these curvatures are plotted with radial with the radius of the neutron star, and here we plotted compactness of the neutron star. So one can see that all this curvature like this K and J are at a maximum value at the center of the star, but this curvature R and W almost zero at the center, and all the curvatures are meet at this crust of this neutron star. But for the case of compactness, this eta is more at the crust. So one can conclude that all this the crust height is the best height of the universe to measure the identified deviation of GR from the strong field gravity limit. So another in this figure we have plotted the surface curvature. So what is the surface curvature? That means curvature at the surface of the neutron star. So in this plot we have divided with this surface curvature with the sun curvature. So we found this order of 10 to the power 14 times. That means the neutron star surface curvature is 10 to the power 14 times than the sun. So we have plotted this surface curvature for three parameter set. For one is NL3, that is steepest equation of state, another is middle, and G3 is the softest. So if you see carefully, for a softest equation of state, one can found the highest curvature than this steepest equation of state NL3. Okay. So what is the property? What properties of this curvature? So the Ricci curvature gives the matter content of the universe by means of Einstein field equation. The component of Ricci curvature are zero outside this star because this energy density and P are zero at the surface of the star. So it implies that this curvature R and J are zero at the surface. So if we take the uniform star, then this mass is proportional to 4 by 3 pi r cube epsilon. So if we put this in this equation in place of m, this W is also zero. At the surface, all the energy density, pressure are zero. So that means this term is left and this term is left for a neutron star at the surface. So if we calculated this curvature at the surface, we found that this term is equal to 4 root 3 m by r power cube. So that means this Grassmann scalar is a good quantity to measure the curvature in both inside and outside the neutron star. So what is so here we defined some quantity for eta, which is known as compactness, which is defined as 2 g m pi c square r. So it is roughly around 0.3, and this mass by solar mass r by 10 kilometers. And another space-time curvature quantity is this Grassmann scalar. So it is roughly defined as at the surface of the star 4 root 3 gm by c square r cube. So this, if we calculated this value, one can find this value is around 10 to the power minus 12 centimeter minus 2. So one can find this compactness ratio with the for comparison to the neutron sun. So this eta neutron star by eta sun is around 10 to the power 5. That means neutron star is 10 to the power 5 times more compact than the sun, and the curvature also 10 to the power 14 times more than our sun. So these two quantities, compactness and curvature, assert the relativistic GR is required for the description of the neutron star, and the strong field gravity of the neutron star can be also used to constantly modify models of gravity, and the high density behavior at the core of the neutron star, which helps to calculate the equation of state of dense matter. So neutron stars are the best natural testing ground where all the forces, fundamental forces are meet. So therefore the neutrons are the best natural testing ground. So what is the motivation? So motivation is that the quantities K and W are a very prominent quantity to measure the curvature both inside and outside the neutron star. So since the quantities from the previous expression, one can see that the quantities are mainly depends on the equation of state and some observable like mass and radius of the neutron star. So one can numerically calculate their values using different formalism like RMS, SHA, Scorn-Hartree-Fock, etc. So here we have taken 30 RMA parameter set and calculate the equation of state, mass radius relation, curvatures, etc. Are there any correlation exist between the curvature and properties in neutron star? So we will discuss in the next slide. So in this figure we have plotted this surface curvature versus compactness for different masses of the neutron star. So
Harish,
one can see that, yes.
can you go to previous slide?
Hello.
Can you go to previous slide?
Yes.
So in the first line,
Yes.
okay, next
Yes.
line, where you have written K and W can measure inside and outside
Yes.
the neutron star. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
can you explain outside the neutron star how do we measure this K and W? In the previous figure, I think you have plotted K and W. Outside the neutron star,
Yes.
I don't understand.
Outside means if we go to this equation, outside means surface of the star. So if we surface at the surface of the star, all these quantity epsilon p are 0. So all four terms are 0. Only this term is present. 48 m square by r power 6. For this W case also, this term is 0 and only this term is present. So if we find this curvature of the neutron star at the surface, so these quantities only for this K and W, but R and J are 0. So therefore this K and W are very prominent quantity to calculate the curvature.
Okay, so the meaning is that you can measure on the surface of the neutron star.
Yes, sir, surface of the neutron star.
Okay.
So yes. So in this plot, we have plotted this surface curvature and this compactness for different masses of the neutron star from 1.4 m solar mass to 1.8 solar mass. So here you can see that we find a strong correlation between the surface curvature and compactness. Like this surface curvature and radius also, they have also strongly correlated for different masses of the neutron star. So to calculate all these correlation coefficients, we have taken this Pearson formula, which is defined as this zeta equal to sigma xy by under root sigma xx sigma y, and these xy are the variable quantities like curvature compactness, curvature radius, etc. So from this zeta we can calculate this correlation coefficient, that means how much correlation with these two corresponding quantities. So if you see this figure, this left side, yes.
Okay, yeah. One basic question. Go to previous slide.
Yes.
Another previous slide.
Yes.
So, I think you know this. People have correlated nuclear matter properties with neutron star. Okay, this is
Yes.
correct. So even if you correlate the nuclear matter with neutron star properties, and if you go to the
Yes.
higher neutron star mass, the correlation
Yes.
generally weak. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
For example, in your case also, the correlation is weak for higher neutron star mass.
Yes.
Can you
Yes,
explain
this
why?
1.8 solar mass.
Yeah. Can you explain why?
If we increase this mass, then this neutron star is deformed more than this 1.4 solar mass. If you compare to this 1.4 with 1.8, I think this is the reason for this for
Okay.
anything else, I don't know, but
Okay.
hello.
Okay. So,
Hello, hello, Bharat.
yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes, yes.
Actually, basically, this is because of that all the things are related with the equation of state, and the equation of states are fitted in the lower density, like the density is not very high. So, because the properties of saturation properties, what you fit in the for the equation of state, for that the density is not very high. So that means when you take the smaller mass, their central density is not very high. If you go to the higher mass, means very high massive neutron star, the central density is very high, and the equation of states, nature of the equation of state are very diverging there. So that's why this type of they does not show very high correlation between in higher mass, I think.
Another thing is also that all neutron stars are rotating, like so. If the mass is more, then the neutron star also deform more, I think. This is also a case.
So the deformation I don't know, but in case of also in the nuclear matter case, also if you go to the higher mass, the correlation actually become less weak. Correlation become weak actually.
Higher
I think
density.
one possible reason is that we can measure equation of state at low density very precisely, but if you go for high
That's
density, you cannot.
That's why I'm saying that because whatever you have fitted in the equation of state, that's for the low density, not very high density. But if you take for the very massive neutron star, that in central density is very high. So that's why the uncertainty becomes more there.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So we can calculate this correlation coefficient using this formula, and we have plotted in this figure. So in the left side figure, we have plotted this surface curvature and compactness for this canonical neutron star. So you can see that the zeta value of zeta, that means correlation coefficient, is 0.995. That means 99.5 correlation between the surface curvature and this compactness. So in this right panel, we have plotted this curvature and compactness for different masses of the neutron star. So if you see that around this 1.7 solar mass, a peak is formed. So what is that means? That means in this solar mass neutron star, this correlation between this surface curvature and compactness is more. Okay. So then we go to this radius, surface curvature and radius. So here is also this value of zeta is 99.9% correlation coefficient. So in this right panel figure, if you see, this is not a peak, but this is some sort of flat. So that means correlation is stronger in this mass region or this surface curvature and radius. So then we have plotted this 8 quantities, that means maximum mass of the neutron star, radius at 1.4, and radius of maximum mass neutron star, canonical surface curvature, canonical maximum curvature, and compactness at 1.4, compactness of maximum neutron star, and pressure at 2 times of saturation density. So if one can see that we found this strong correlation coefficient between this K at K1.4 and this R1.4. Also this K maximum and R1.4 more than 85% correlated, and K maximum, R maximum also 0.84% correlated. But if you see this K1.4 and this C1.4, this correlation coefficient is 1. That means they are highly correlated. Okay. So what is the conclusion? So here we take 30 RMF equation of state as input to the TeV equation and calculate mass, radius and curvature. So since the K and W are quantity, best quantity to measure the curvature inside and outside the neutron star, so we find a strong correlation between the K1.4 and this compactness 1.4. This correlation coefficient 99.95%, and this K1.4 R1.4 is 99%. And also we find a correlation between the K maximum and compactness C1.4 and K maximum R1.4. So these are the reference, and these 4 members in my are my collaborators. And thank you.
Thank you, Harish, for a very nice talk. The session is now open for discussion. You can ask questions if anybody has.
Okay, let me ask again one question.
Yes.
Okay. Now, can you go to the plot where you plotted correlation versus mass? Okay. Yes.
Correlation. Hello.
Along you plot theta, x-axis mass. Next slide, I think. Yes.
Yes.
So any slide. Okay. So according to your conclusion, you have shown that you found the correlation at 1.4 solar mass neutron star. Perfect correlation. But according to this plot, the maximum peak is 1 solar mass or around 1.
Yes. Hello.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Here sound is not good. Some background noise are coming.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Now.
So if you see this plot, the right side plot, zeta versus m, even previous slide, here you on the peak.
Yes.
Which means that according to this plot, the perfect correlation you can see around 0.998 or 0.998, around 0.65 solar mass. But your conclusion is that on the correlation around the 1.4 solar mass neutron.
This 1.4 solar mass, this coefficient is 0.989. But if we go to this 1.5, 1.6, 1.7, this correlation coefficients are increasing. That means in this region almost flat case, but then it will decreases for 1.8 solar mass star.
But did you understand?
Means strong correlation. Yes.
I am saying according to this plot, even the previous slide plot, the correlation is perfect around 1.65 solar mass neutron stars. Are there any?
This correlation is between the surface curvature and compactness.
Okay.
But this correlation is surface curvature and radius.
Okay.
Bharat.
Yes. Yes.
You were asking about this curve. I think this second curve. So you were asking that why there is a flat region inside this curve, and if you go this way, it is decreasing. Or go this way, right? In both the forward or backward, it is also decreasing in both these cases.
Yes.
So basically, actually, what we are doing, we are taking 30-40 parameter sets, and we are trying to calculate the properties of surface curvature and the radius, and we plot it and they find the correlation. Basically, if the correlation is at some density, at some point is high, means at that density, all the parameter whatever we are taking for the calculation, they are behave more or less similar. Yes. That means in that region, like 0.5 solar mass to 0.7 solar mass, this 30 Newton star that equation of states is actually behaving very similar to each other, because their density in that region where we have fitted the saturation property. So if you go below this one, it will become very low density, and it's we don't know also the nature of the very low density, and also in the very high density also don't know the nature. That's why they are showing very weak correlation.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
For higher massive neutron star, the density, central density is more.
So also we don't know the higher how to fit in higher density. Also in its lower density also there is some uncertainty.
Yes. But in between, all these parameters are similar properties.
They are behaving similar actually, because they have fitted the saturation property. If you see their saturation property a little bit similar at that region. So I think that's why it's showing similar this type of behavior.
Okay, thank you.
So, is there any other question? Bhaiya, do you want to say anything?
Okay, thanks, Harish.
Yes.
Subrat, do you want to say something?
No.
Okay, if there are no more questions, then let us thank the speaker. Thank you, Harish. It was a wonderful